Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and Watsy came out with some crazy new pack, but oops, somebody got caught cheating at a tournament again. Should I make a second channel just to cover people getting caught cheating at tournaments? Well, Gen Con 2024, pretty big tournament there, Pastime Comics and Games, and really just Alan Hotchman posted this statement about what happened. Gen Con 2024 was an incredible event with amazing players. Wait, isn't that the one where... Oh no, that was San Diego Comic-Con that had the 14 people arrested for a sting, we'll say. Trafficking sting. 14 people. You know when you were like 10 and your parents warned you about hanging out with certain types? Because yeah, that's kind of stereotyping, but there's a reason that there's rumors about certain types. So Gen Con, you may remember from the Jeremy Hambley stuff, was a little liberal, found out to be a little biased. You know, if you play with matches in your own house and it burns down, don't come crying to me. If you throw a we're all interested in geeky stuff convention and then make sure you only invite perverts and liberals, not that there's a difference between them. Anyway, not going to cover that story. I just wanted to make people aware that that was a thing that happened. Cinder Shadow's got some great coverage of it. But yeah, very similar Gen Con 2024, which went so woke it's not even funny. They're making this statement. Gen Con 2024 was an incredible event with amazing players, which is why I wanted to give you a little background of why that's bullshit. Unique tournaments and special gifts as part of the fun. That wasn't even a sentence, but okay. There was an incident, however, in the Secret Lair Showdown Championship, which has raised some comments online. Oh, you're only addressing it because it blew up online. Okay, otherwise you're going to brush it under the rug because that's what Watsy wants you to do. Okay, gotcha. But it raised some comments online and we feel it necessary to provide some additional information. The details shared online by one of the players do not match with the tournament officials' observations, nor do they accurately describe what occurred or why the penalty was given. The player in question was given a match loss for unsporting conduct. Not unsportsmanlike, unsporting, which I believe means... Well, it's like, oh, I'm going to a marksmanship contest. I mean, they didn't say I can't bring a cannon. That would be unsporting. Unsportsmanlike is like conduct. Unsporting means unfair. Am I way off here? Anyway, it is literally like they copied and pasted it. Unsporting contact hyphen bribery and wagering in IPG 4.4. Multiple judges and staff members were involved in the decision, and we completely support the head judge's final ruling and the penalty given. Our team works hard to keep the play fun and fair for everyone. It's magic. You can't. And we do our best to ensure all players operate according to the same rules. Oh, so like the opposite of arena. Okay. Why do the judges always misrepresent the rules when the person's straight and white? Why is that? Huh. Anyway, we realize that the decisions can often incite passionate responses. We're all fans after all, ! And we never like to see anyone leaving an event frustrated or upset. However, even when emotions run high, there are ways to provide feedback or to escalate issues that focus on the event, the rules, or the overall experience. What is not okay is providing feedback that leads to harassment of the staff. Oh no! Consequences for their actions. Or some butthurt little bitch venting online. It's one of the two. And either way, welcome to the real world. Boohoo harassment. I got suspended off Twitter like 50 years ago for harassing somebody who got arrested for something I don't even want to repeat and telling them to like go burn. I literally appealed the thing saying they're a convicted so-and-so and they're like, no, that's still bullying. Oh, harassment of the staff. Grow up. It's the internet. Get a thick skin. Guys, I'm gonna have to close down this channel because I got some mean harassment in the comment section. The only harassment in the comment section is me hitting the ban button on some clowns. Anyway, in particular, publicly naming individual staff members. Okay, that's like kind of not cool. Unless they're already public figures, and even then it's kind of a dick move. So whose side am I on? I literally know nothing about this situation. Was it a bullshit suspension, or was it some pro wannabe douchebag trying to get revenge and doxing people? No idea. We'll find out together. I should mention, I'm not being a shitlord at this point just because I think it's funny, and because that's my shtick. Pastime Games has a horrible reputation. The Magic competitive community has a horrible reputation. I am on nobody's side, and with not even the full information yet, who do I think is at fault here? Everyone. Everyone involved. In this instance, an online report that called out a staff member by name, leading to not only harassment of the named person. Wait a minute! Everybody would have their back if they were in the right. Sus. I guess not if you're lying about them, which seems to be what they're kind of backhandedly saying here. Lot of drama between all these stuck-up liberal types who, want to make it a career to play Magic at tournaments. A lot of money on the line. A lot of people taking shortcuts, cheating, and bribing. Anyway, this somehow they claim also led to the, quote, harassment of another judge who wasn't even at the event. Obviously, this is not acceptable behavior, and Pastime strongly stands by our staff and against online harassment. While we continue to support our staff, we will be reaching out to the player involved to discuss this further. Ooh, here comes the legal threats. In the meantime, we look forward to great fun and fair events in the future. I already know which direction I'm leaning on this, which is one, Gen Con could suck it. You lay down with dogs and wake up with fleas, don't complain to me. You know what I mean? You make sure only certain types of people with certain levels of morals, the angry, hyper-liberal, terminally online Reddit types are the only people who show up to your event because you pushed out all the conservatives who are just there to be like kind and nice, and then you throw a Magic tournament on top of that. Whose fault really is it? But anything that even vaguely resembles bribery or wagering, prize splitting, let's say this happened even though it didn't happen because that ups our rank. All of that shit, all of that tournament fixing crap needs to go away right now. So whatever this person did, if it's even vaguely close to reality, I do not support it at all. So they went online and went on an absolute rampage because they're mad. Oh, boo-hoo. Once again, whose side am I on? Nobody's. I hate both parties involved. So I've been warned that the person's statement, which I'm going to read next because we got to get both sides of the story, reads like someone who's really mad that they got banned from something. And now they're going to get revenge. Rawr. So this person publicly using what may or may not be the real name, I don't know, on Twitter, Julian Jakubowicz, I believe it is. Their Twitter bio says, JujuBean_2004 on MTGO, World Traveler, 2002 Eternal Weekend Vintage Champion. Oh, he's a vintage player, oh god. 2023 Eternal Weekend Legacy Champion. Oh my god. Third place, Mox Season 1, 2023. Wow. Guys, I don't know if I ever mentioned it, but I was in the top 1% in PvP on Neverwinter. On a custom one-of-a-kind polar bear mount that I won because I won the Photoshop competition. Hell yeah. What does that have to do with anything? Nothing. Not a damn thing. And that's the point. I could describe his profile picture and background, but let's just say, I'll just sum it up as douche for brevity. So GD McCheaterface here says, this event took place Sunday and was made up of 32 players. Oh, and he wrote this same day. Wow. Being single elimination, you need to go 5-0 to win the event and earn yourself a Dark Ritual. Hello. Which there are only 4 copies of in the world. What? There's 4 copies of a Dark Ritual in the entire world, and I've never heard of it. That's the news story here. What is he talking about? What? Was this like a factory sample or like what? Judge promos don't even get printed in 4. I'm more interested in that. Somebody tell me in the comments, please. Anyway, second place gets basically nothing. Well, sorry, it's not up to your legacy and vintage standards as you roll in with your velour jacket on your polo horse. I hate vintage players so much. Prior to this event, many people that I know were swapping equity with one another. Oh, that makes it okay. Okay. Paragraph 2 out of like 7. We already know where this is going. Oh my God. Meaning that, for example, one player would own 80% of themselves. What does that mean? And 20% of another player in the top 32? What, own to 80%? I don't know what he means by that. Prize shares? I mean, that's not how I would phrase it, but I don't know if English is his first language. So, okay. So yeah, and vice versa. I had been offered equity swaps by many players, but ultimately decided to not accept any of them because I liked my odds in the field. Oh, sure. But Julian, how high is your opinion of yourself? We have to know. You haven't told us yet. Look, you're either on the right channel or you're not at this point. Subscribe accordingly. Also, I think that splitting the Dark Ritual would be a hassle, and I ended up taking it down. What? You backed out of an equity swap? What? Oh, so he was offered it but denied it. Okay. I go into the event owning 100% of myself with fire in my eyes. Well, you should have been a poet. Pays about the same as a professional Magic player. I start off the event by winning my first 3 rounds, woo! And I advance to the top 4. After I finish with that 3rd round, one of my buddies who is in the event, but not in the event, but is rooting me on, comes up to me and asks me a question about buying some of my equity. I didn't understand what he was talking about, oh sure, or asking or offering. This happened in passing as I was still dialed in thinking about my next match. Okay, I mean that happens, but I don't know. This reminds me of the famous quote from a massive douchebag in the casino and gambling world, which on my 2nd channel I'm currently very badly turning on its head. When I'm playing at this level, I can't always read and respond to chat, sorry. Guys, I could play 1 hand per second on video poker while filing my taxes. Calm down, bro, you ain't shit, alright? And shave your mustache, you look like a pedo. Same energy from Julian here. So there is a judge standing nearby while the last match in the round is still going on. The judge overhears this question and steps in, asks what is going on. At this point, I'm very confused about what my friend is actually saying. Oh yeah, because you're super familiar with equity swaps and 80-20. It's very common, but you're above all that because you know with the heart of the cards and the power of friendship and the power of God and anime on your side, you're going to win. So you don't know what he's talking about. He wants to buy some of your equity? What? He wants to pay you X for a chance at, 5X? What does that mean? I've never heard of that. I'm only a professional Magic player. He might as well be speaking Spanish at this point. I don't know what he was talking about. I believe that, I'd say about as far as I could throw Julian, but he looks pretty light. I feel like I could throw him pretty far. At this point, I'm very confused about what my friend is actually saying. I explained to the judge that my friend, who isn't even in this event, is just talking about some split which I do not fully understand. So you lied to the judge is what you're saying. The truth is that I am not well versed in those types of situations. Did you, what? At a high level of competition? And I don't know what is allowed and what isn't. After you got done explaining that, dude, people do this all the time. Everybody was swapping 80-20. It's like this and that, and here's the numbers, and here's exactly how it works. But I don't participate in that, and I don't have any idea how it works. But here's how it works. What a douchebag, dude. This is the definition of I'm going to piss on your leg and tell you it's raining. Or the Democrats. Okay, well, we know you're holding your grocery bill in your hand and showing it off and saying, I have literally the receipts. I'm holding a receipt, but it's not going up and vote for Democrats. Inflation isn't real. I mean, we guys, inflation is fixed because we changed how it's measured. So if you're overpaying for groceries, you're just an idiot and you're wrong. That same energy, once again, same energy from Julian here. Why is it always lefties? Why is it always liberals? Huh. It might be because they have no morals, because they're anti-religion. That might be it. Anyway, speaking of lying to make money while throwing people under the bus and trying to dox people, I'm not well versed in these type of situations at a high level competition. I don't know what is allowed and what isn't. The judge shrugs at me and walks away. I assume that what I told him has passed for acceptable. Oh, you think you got away with it? Okay, I can see why you're extra hose mad here. I think about the offer and decide to say no to my friend. What? Oh, wait, what? So you did understand the offer. Did you read this through one time before editing it? Because this isn't very convincing, my dude. No matter the numbers, I just want to play it all for myself. But if I could go back, I wish I could have clarified to the judge that I had said no to an offer you didn't understand what he was at. You didn't even know he was talking about equity. He was just speaking gibberish. Maybe he was on shrooms. But also, you fully understand the offer, and then you should have said no. Okay, bro. All right. As I am sitting around waiting for the final match, round 3 to conclude so that I can play the semifinals, the head judge approaches me. They tell me that I'm getting a match loss in the semifinals for colluding or bribery or something of that nature. I was in such shock that I cannot remember the exact penalty that they said I had received. It's probably that thing you did. That's probably what they hit you with. I appealed to the head of pastimes. I'm not going to say. I almost said it. Not going to say it. But she immediately shuts me down and tells me there is nothing I can do or say to change this situation. By the way, he didn't give a last name. He did summon his fanboys, to go harass that person on the internet, I assume. The whole, I like this person, and they're my idol. They're my, I want to be them because they're cool, and they post cool pictures on Instagram. And I'm a talentless wannabe pro player who likes to pretend. So if they were wronged and they say so on the internet, I believe it no matter what. And I'm going to go lash out at everybody because I'm mad at everybody and everything in my life. So I'm going to take my misdirected internet anger and take it out on this person because they leaked their first name and it was really, really easy to find out who it was. Dude, I'm 37. I've had enough of this fanboy cult bullshit on the internet. Okay, this ain't news to me. So if this is true, that's kind of bullshit, but they already had enough evidence and, like, they're supposed to listen to an appeal. So if it was literally like, let me stop you right there mid-sentence, I'm not going to listen to anything you say, nothing you do or say could change the situation, or did they hear him out? Because one of those is a little more dickish, and I know the people who run tournaments like this, so, you know, just saying. So then he says, I do find it funny. What are you, my ex-girlfriend? Shut up. That out of all the people in the event that were splitting and swapping their equity, I was one of the few that hadn't. Yet I am the sole one who walks out of the event DQ'd for doing so. Everybody else was adding cards to their card pool. Why are they focusing on just me? Sincerely, everyone playing in Europe. So yeah, he's the only one who walks out of the event DQ'd for doing so. I did not fully understand the rules and presumably said the wrong things to the judges. You didn't say anything to the judges. They just overheard one little thing. Your friend just walked up and said, hey, I'll pay you X for a share of the prize, and you say, I don't know what you're talking about, and the judge hears it, and, well, how dare you say, I don't know what you're talking about, and walk away. You're disqualified. That makes perfect sense. That's definitely what happened. And not, hey, we'll talk later when we're out of earshot of this judge. The final prize Dark Ritual sold on site for $48,000. No wonder everybody was cheating. Holy shit. A life-changing amount of money. Life-changing is supposed to be hyphenated. I prepared for this tournament for months and flew to Indy in hopes that of being able to have a chance to play in the finals. And in the end, I was not allowed to play even though I said no. No, you didn't say no. You said, I don't understand. I don't know what you're offering. If somebody walked up and said, hey, do you want to sell a share of your prize? And you said, I don't necessarily understand what you're offering, but no, I'm not interested. And the judge says you get DQ'd for bribery and like match rigging or whatever, like something don't add up here. Something's a little sussy-wussy. So the only question left really is how the hell much was the entry to this tournament? What? $48,000 prize pool? What? He must have said something about like, talk to me later. I'm not sure I understand what you're offering. We'll discuss it further, or talk to me after the round, or some to the effect of that. Now, here's the thing. I don't think this is even like federally illegal in the US, so we'll just throw that out there. Like, if you say, I need investors for this, I don't know, really fancy car race. If I win, I'll give you 20% of the prize money. I'm pretty sure that's a legal agreement. Like, that's perfectly, you could have that right out in the open. That ain't some back alley shit. Competing for a risk at stakes in a prize, I don't think that's even considered gambling. Like, if they wanted to gamble, they just put a bet on you. Like, if they're sponsoring you, they're like paying your way to a tournament, and then you cut them in for a percentage of the prize, and that's a written agreement. I don't think that's illegal. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not too keen on the rules with that, but I know people do that all the time. Now, after the results have already come in, you already like went 3-0 in the rounds. Somebody saying, hey, the odds have increased. It's already in progress. We think you're going to win out, so I'm willing to put 1,000 down if you return me 3 or something like that. Give me 10% of the sale price of the card. I'll give you $1,000 right now to cover travel expenses. Do we have a deal? Which you may realize is not a very confusing thing to say. So he's playing dumb. I don't believe a word of this. This guy's full of shit. Typical greedy, fame-chasing, vintage-playing douchebag. I mean, the guy put world traveler in his Twitter bio. Like, look at me, I'm so sophisticated. Like, we've met people like this. Come on. One of his top posts recently is complaining about the Turkish hotel eggs being too watery at his fancy hotel. Just in case you think I'm reading too much into this. Oh, pardon me, Mr. World Traveler. Then it's a picture of him on Machu Picchu. So the guy's got money. Or he pretends to on the internet, one of the two. I could be shopped. So he looks like a smug douchebag that only cares about what people think about him online. Shallow, pathetic, just typical MTG pro wannabe. I don't think we can take one single word that he says seriously. I think he did try to sell stakes because then he wins either way and he can keep affording his stupid overpriced lifestyle. That's my best guess. And it's not like I have evidence. It's not like I went full PI on him, you know. I'm just like profiling him. You know, I've met people like him. Well, congratulations. Instead of just taking the L and saying it was a misunderstanding, you had to go throw people under the bus, cover for yourself, and just make a ridiculously not believable online post that ruined your reputation forever. So, good job. Really smart putting your first and last name attached to it too on Twitter so that people know you. You know, gotta chase that clout goblin all the clout. Nom nom nom. Gotta be famous, gotta grab that little bit of fame because that's all that's important in your life. I am so sick of people like that, dude. But also, and I cannot stress this enough, Gen Con. When one of the higher ups at Gen Con has to come out and personally, like, absolutely destroy you online, somebody who has more reach than you do, you done messed up. You done doubled down a little too much on your lies, dude. Enjoy your shitty, stupid, shallow life. And guys, the moral of the story? Never compete in professional level Magic. It's all crooked, it's all like this, and at least 10 to 20% of the players are like him. In fact, don't even go to these libtard conventions, because that's who you'll see there. And you might get trafficked. One more thing while reviewing my notes, Pastimes has a really bad reputation. Let me just read one statement. Okay, this is very upvoted, so a lot of people agreed with it. It's Pastimes, so I don't really believe them. They are one of the worst organizers that still exist for some reason. I won't say they're lying, but I sure as shit don't take them at face value. I could not agree more with that exact sentiment, by the way. I much would rather the head judge release a statement. I can believe that person far more than anything from the event organizer. Couldn't have said it better myself, which is why I didn't. This entire thing was harassment, not okay. Okay. Also, don't sue us. This was cover your ass. Okay. This is PR crap. I mean, really, to sum up the sentiment, everybody seems to be agreeing with me, which is hilarious. On the main Magic TCG subreddit, they're both scummy. I don't like either of them. His statement was ridiculous and literally unbelievable by the definition of the word unbelievable. But also, screw Pastime Comics and Games. They suck. And it sounds like they're just lying, that they overreacted or they had something personal against him, or who knows. Just looks like a bunch of Wall Street douchebags stabbing each other in the back. And who's the person in the right? None of them. They're all villains. Welcome to the Magic competitive scene. So thanks for watching. Let this be a lesson to you about trying to get into pro-level Magic. Don't do it. And I'll see you guys next time.